I guess they pulled up a lot of your posts.
Yes.
On the president, on sitting members of Congress, on the sitting cabinet secretaries. Specifically, ano ba in charge?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the
Making
general...
lewd posts, is that it? Or making...
Yes.
Accusations?
Just the accusations. So the problem is some of the posts as we saw from Chairman Puno's previous press release was that they were made before I was a sitting congressman, but the ethics committee are still using that as evidence. So I'm not. That's something you can question legally. Well, I don't think we can because there's separation of powers and it's a legislative body fixing itself, or what's the proper term for
Right.
this?
But
It's
I
within
think
it's regulating itself.
self-regulatory body. But I think some of the lewd posts you allegedly made were when you were already a congressman, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you admit to that.
Yeah, I admit to that. Though there are no laws violated, it was made with the mutual consent of myself and the people involved, and it is within protected speech and expression.
But you are a sitting congressman. You don't think that you should be held to a higher standard in terms of, your public behavior?
Though higher standard is based on subjective terms, a congressman does not forfeit any of his rights to free speech and expression upon assuming his position as a representative.
You don't.
Well, do you
But,
think it's just maybe a separation of generations? That a boomer doesn't understand what a Gen Z is like? Do you think it could just be that? Or because earlier
Well, it
you
could
were
be that.
hinting at a plan.
Yes, they do have
So,
a plan.
how do you know that
Since
there's a
the
plan?
sentence would be expulsion, and they would need around 2/3 vote of Congress. They plan to do that by the second week of November, which is when majority of Congress would be there for the final day of the year.
You mean December?
So it goes
I mean December,
to,
yeah, December.
So it still has to go to plenary vote.
Yes.
2/3 of the House
Because,
have to vote against you in order to expel
Because
you.
their plan
expel
of
you.
expulsion is a very drastic measure. The last one who was expelled was former
Congressman
Representative Teves.
Arnie
Yes.
Teves.
Yes. So regarding that, they need to actually be very strategic in that. And it's something that takes months to prepare, and this is one of the final parts of the plan.
So as far as your social media posts, I'm guessing you don't feel like there's enough of a case there to expel you. But what about the bit where you are
Well-
being asked, charged with, not charged formally, but they're saying that you are inciting to sedition?
No, regarding the expulsion, there's a possibility that they definitely have the numbers, because what happened with the previous Marcos administration, Ferdinand Marcos, is that they had to have control over the legislative to declare martial law, and they cannot do that while they're opposition within the legislative branch. So in order for Marcos to declare martial law and to suspend elections in the 2028, which he knows he would not be winning, he has to expel as many members of the lower house and the Senate that could prevent him from furthering his plans.
Is there anyone else in danger of getting expelled apart from you, Congressman Barzaga?
Well, mine is only expulsion. The others are like Senator Bato, as you've previously discussed, and Senators Villanueva, Marcoleta. They're possibly
They
going
have
to be
bigger
imprisoned.
problems, you think?
Yeah, they'll be imprisoned.
But okay, you did also make, apart from
Senator
the...
Bongo and most of the minorities.
Well, Senator Bongo has not been charged with anything yet at
Well,
this
Regina-
point.
Not yet, but we know what's going to happen. This is
Oh, I don't know. I just
no.
follow the news as it unfolds, but I don't know what's
well.
going
Then
to happen.
I know what's going to happen.
But yun nga, like, who are your sources? Are you just, some people might say, baka praning lang si Congressman Kiko, hindi kaya ganon? Or do you actually know
I mean,
of a plot?
they may say that, but will all eventually come true. So, like what I previously said when I stated that Sandro Marcos also involved in the flood control anomalies. Right now, Saldico has released a video statement that showed Sandro Marcos actually being involved. So other than that, yes, we'll see what else other people may prove for me.
But what proof do you have against Congressman Marcos?
What do you mean?
When you accuse him
posted
of
that.
being involved in budget insertions, what proof do you have?
The proof that I had, when I accused him in September, was it, or October? Well, the proof exists now, right? It's
No,
something
but
that
back
is
then,
not.
what proof did you have back then?
I don't need to necessarily have proof if I know that the proof will be eventually revealed. So right now, I already know what's going to happen. It's just, we just have to wait and see for it to happen.
The proof that you're talking about that Zaldico revealed, I mean, it doesn't tell you anything. It's just itemized list of projects, right? There is no way of verifying that that really came from the House, that that was really part of the budget process, right? It's just a list of itemized projects with the figures on them. So how do we know that's proof of anything? Is that the same proof you're talking about back in September?
Well, there's still many different statements that Zaldico will release, and there's also plenty of other people who will release their statements.
How do you know that, Kong Kiko? Have you ever communicated with Congressman Zaldico and all these allegations that you make, even with, you mentioned there's corruption in the AFP. What are the basis of all your allegations, your claims? Who are you closest to? Who do you converse with in Congress, maybe outside of Congress?
Well, in Congress and outside of Congress, if I told you who I converse with, then they might be facing ethics complaints by tomorrow.